Welcome to Better Health. I'm Dr. Russell Ficara. Our purpose here is to share tips so you make better health choices. So enjoy the video. Take care.
What if I told you some everyday food additives have been banned in dozens of countries for years, but still show up in US food products that kids eat at school every day? Finally, Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. is attempting to get these unnatural foods out of the foods we eat every day. Today we're breaking down 5 additives on the hot seat right now. Artificial food dyes, titanium dioxide, potassium bromate, brominated vegetable oil, and high fructose corn syrup. We will cover what they are, where they hide, health risks, and what's actually changing in America. Finally. It's crazy to believe that some of these artificial food dyes are actually based on the oil we drill out of the ground. And if that wasn't nuts, stay with me when I reveal that one of these food additives was initially patented as a flame retardant to put out fires. And I don't think it was for heartburn. So, let's dive in. In 2025, Robert Kennedy Jr., HHS, and FDA announced plans to phase out petroleum-based artificial food dyes, building on recent FDA moves like banning red dye number 3 and brominated vegetable oil nationwide. States are moving too. California's 2027 law targets several additives in foods, and Texas just restricted them in school lunches. So the idea is slowly catching on, but there will be some pushback. Food manufacturers and big pharma have rich, powerful lobbyists in Washington, D.C., and then you have the big institutional food servers like schools, nursing homes, hospitals, and the military that have a limited budget and will try to cut costs at the expense of what is really healthy. If you want to make American healthy again, then let's start at the beginning with our more vulnerable young children and school food. So let's get started. First up is artificial petroleum-based food dyes, especially popular synthetic colors such as yellow 5 and red 40, which are petroleum-derived dyes. Some manufacturers have already switched to using plant-based dyes from carrots and berries. Manufacturers sometimes will also bind the dyes to aluminum salts so the color doesn't bleed and stays vibrant. Food dyes are everywhere. Candy, sodas, sports drinks, cereals, colorful yogurts, and snacks. Texas, for example, is removing certain dyes from school lunches. So what are some of the health concerns? Evidence links some synthetic dyes to hyperactivity and related symptoms like ADHD in some children. That's why the EU requires warning labels on several dyes and why US officials now aim to phase out petroleum-based dyes. And where are food dyes banned? It varies by specific dye. The EU restricts and requires labels for several food dyes, and the FDA recently banned dye red number 3 for food in 2025. In the US, the HHS and FDA will try to phase out petroleum-based dyes across the US. Number 2 is titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide is a white pigment that makes foods look brighter. Industrially produced in a chemical process, its particles are milled down to food-grade quality. You see it in candies, frostings, powdered mixes, paints, plastics, cosmetics. Recently, less often in toothpaste. So what are the health concerns? Europe's Food Safety Authority said it couldn't rule out genotoxicity, meaning that titanium dioxide's nanoparticles could be damaging our DNA. Therefore, it is banned in all EU countries and others, putting the total at 30 or more countries. But it is okay in the USA. Quick question for you. If Europe, Japan, and dozens of other countries already banned these chemicals, why are they still showing up in school lunches, hospital trays, and even military rations in America? Stay with me because the next one, brominated vegetable oil, was just banned here in the US after decades of controversy, and it's eye-opening. Number 3 is brominated vegetable oil, or BVO. Brominated vegetable oil is made when vegetable oil is mixed with bromine, a chemical very similar to chlorine, iodine, and fluorine. Believe it or not, it was originally patented as a flame retardant. It was then modified to be used primarily in sodas and citrus juices to prevent flavor separation. Animal and human studies revealed concerns about its effect on the nervous system and on the thyroid gland, as it can accumulate in the thyroid since it is very similar to iodine, which the thyroid uses. In 2024, the FDA finally issued a final rule banning BVO in food, but gave them a 1-year compliance window. It has been banned in large parts of the world for over 20 years, so the US is finally catching up. But be aware that BVO can still be found in some off-label citrus drinks. Next up is potassium bromate. Potassium bromate is a strong oxidizing agent and is added to flour as a cheap dough conditioner to help improve flour to rise. You will find it in some mass-produced breads, buns, pizza doughs, especially in large-scale commercial baking. California's 2027 law will ban it in foods that are sold in-state. Potassium bromate has been classified as a possible human carcinogen. Bakery workers report irritation and other toxicity issues when handling it. Many bakers have already switched to using ascorbic acid or enzymes instead. It is widely banned in dozens of countries, including the EU and UK, Canada, China, Brazil, and India. Again, the US is slow to join this banned list. The final food additive I want to cover today is high fructose corn syrup, or HFCS. High fructose corn syrup is supercharged sugar. It comes from cornstarch, while white table sugar comes from either cane or beets. Both are made up of fructose and glucose, but high fructose corn syrup contains more fructose, making it sweeter and more easily absorbed into the blood. Therefore, it spikes blood sugar levels faster than regular sugar. And that spike leads to greater obesity, diabetes, and a fatty liver. You will commonly find it in sweet items like sodas, condiments, snack cakes, and candies. Institutional food service providers love it because it's cheap and consistent. Generally, it is not banned, but some regions will limit production or imports for economic reasons. So, is RFK Jr. really trying to ban these artificial dyes? Yes, federal phase-out announced in 2025. BVO, already banned nationwide via FDA Final Rule 2024 with an extra year to comply. Potassium bromate and titanium dioxide, not yet federally banned, but California banned bromate in foods sold in state starting in 2027. EU already bans both. High fructose corn syrup, no US ban. Focus is on cutting added sugars rather than an outright prohibition. So, yes, RFK Jr. is trying to ban some food additives, while some were already being banned. But he has cast a spotlight on this issue, so hopefully something good will come out of this. If you want fewer risky additives in our food, the fastest way is buying and voting with your wallet. Check food labels and choose products without these additives. Support local policies that align institutional purchasing with the latest science. Call your state representative about your concerns. If you found this video helpfully, hit the like and subscribe button and share your comments below. And don't forget my health motto. To be healthy, we must think well, eat well, and move well. And check out our other science-based health videos. So, until next time, take care and be well.